What's up, everybody? This is week 11 of Testimony Tuesday. Okay, so on the last episode, I spoke to you guys about going back home to St. Petersburg, and God allowed me to be able to remove this evil spirit from out of someone that I knew. So on this episode, I'm going to talk to you about my 2019 season and also about the things God spoke that came to pass. And this is basically gonna wrap it up for this year. But of course, when something else happens, I'm gonna definitely update you guys and allow you to know that more things are to come. Okay, after my season opener in Tampa, I felt really great. That was a really fast opener for me. And I then went on to get ready for the Diamond League circuit. My first race on the Diamond League circuit was in Stockholm, Sweden. And when I went there, it was a little cold, but of course, that doesn't stop you from competing. I still had the mindset that I was going to be able to do something great, and I was just going to trust God and know that I was capable of winning the race. So I set up for the line, and everything was going well. This was actually the first time on the Diamond League circuit that I was able to get a top 2 finish, because usually the previous year, I would always get top 4 in each Diamond League race. So for me to get second in this second race of the season, I definitely knew that I was going to be able to actually keep it up potentially. And I had the faith and knew that God was going to allow me to run better than I had done the previous years. After this race, I went on to Oslo. And when I was in Oslo, I felt really great, and I knew I was just going to continue to go off of that momentum from my last Diamond League race. But of course, trials always come up to test your faith, and this actually kind of threw off my momentum around like a hurdle 8. I crashed the hurdle, and it made me like fall out of my lane, and that's when I actually lost my momentum and just kind of, not really gave up, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to catch back up because I didn't have the strength to actually allow me to catch back up. So that kind of threw me off there. So I just continued to trust God. I wasn't really upset about it. I was just trusting in His plan. And then I went to my next race, which was Prefontaine. It was in California. I knew I was going to do a lot better here because I said, okay, I'll just make sure that I don't actually crash the hurdle this time, stay right on my form, keep using my arms. But at this race, I actually ended up stutter stepping the 10th hurdle because we were all like close at the finish, and I stutter stepped, and that caused me to go from 3rd place to like 5th or 6th. And that just kind of like didn't make me feel bad, but I was just like, wow, I should have just alternated. Why would I stutter step? I've already learned how to alternate. So the next race after this is basically USA Champs. And since my season wasn't going as well as it had the previous years, there were kind of some people speaking badly about me. I even had like family members saying that I should basically get a 9 to 5 because I wasn't looking as like how they thought that I should have. But it didn't actually crush my spirit because I knew what God had already spoken about me, so I knew I would be fine. It's just the way that He planned for it to look, so people can doubt. But when He actually shows up, then it'll be a whole nother story. Someone also wrote about me on Twitter saying that Teejay Holmes will definitely not make this USA team to Doha. But what he didn't know was God had already showed my grandma a vision of me running in a lane, and on both sides it was lit up with light, and He told her that He was going to make a way for me. And this was literally like a day or 2 before USA's. So exactly the way she said, that's what happened, and I got 2nd place at the USA Championships final and made my 2nd World Championship team. Just like God said would happen, is exactly what happened, so I didn't have any doubt.
Because the glory will show up. Yes, right. Watch this. Right. Don't forget, not only the glory will show up, but the glory has already showed up on some things. Right. But see, we'll forget some stuff sometimes of what God has already done. It say the glory of God will show, who comes with all power, The glory of God, when he show up, he's going to get the glory from the story on what you have gone through. Let me tell you something. It was said, not only just said, it was tweeted all over Twitter. This is the words. Teejay Holmes will not definitely not make this USA team.
He sure did say that.
It was tweeted everywhere. That's what was said.
That's what it said.
But what did they know what God had said? God is coming to the glory from the story, amen. When I tell y'all Teejay Holmes made the USA team, amen. Why he made the team, so God has spoken word. God has already spoken word. There is nothing God has already spoken word. God said, I'm going to make a way for it. I'm going to bring us through it, man. We held on to that word, amen. It's going to be moving. It is all right, amen. But God made a way, amen. When I tell you he's going to take it, nothing, amen. He's got to feel a better, amen. He's going to do the thing. God will give his glory.
I went back home, did some more training to get prepared for World Champs. And when I got to World Champs, it actually was going pretty well. I felt nice and relaxed. I actually felt great during my pre-warm-up practices and everything. So I knew this was going to be a great experience to come back to the World Champs and potentially go home with a medal. That was, of course, my main goal. So before competition started, I decided to pray to God, and I just told him that I trust him completely. He knows the plan that's best for my life. So I asked him to take complete control over my body, and I told him to allow the Holy Spirit to take over, and I didn't even want to feel like myself when I ran. And then that's when he spoke to me and he said, that presence you asked to feel will hit you as soon as you step on the track. And then when he told me this, a couple minutes went by, and then I started to laugh uncontrollably. Like I couldn't stop it. And this was like the most I've ever laughed in my life. And I could feel like my stomach getting super, super tight, and like kind of like butterflies was going crazy down there. And I laughed for like 4 minutes straight. I laughed so hard that I like fell on the ground, and I was in the hotel room by myself. And if someone would have saw me, they probably would have thought I was crazy. But the thing is, God was allowing this to happen because I had just prayed and told him I wanted him to take over. And this was the process of him showing me how it was going to happen. So he was allowing my spirit to grow stronger. And just like when he said I would feel the presence when I stepped on the track, each and every round when I would go out to compete, I would feel that presence come over me, and it felt like I was like a warrior, and I felt like super strong, like I could do anything, and I didn't have any doubt. I'm usually never nervous before my race, but this was like a whole nother level, and I loved the feeling because it made me have a lot of confidence and know that God was in control, and whatever he wanted was going to happen. And each round I would run well, finish, and make it to each next round. And once I made it to the finals, I actually finished 5th, and I PR'd. But what people don't know is when I was in the warm-up area, I didn't even tell my coach because I just was like, nothing is going to hold me back. I'm going to go out there and do the best. So when I was warming up, we did like, it was almost about 5 minutes before we had to go out to the track. And right before going out, we did this hurdle drill when you sprint down about 50 meters and then just attack over the hurdle. So I did it the first time, and when I landed down, I kind of felt like my hamstring was getting extra tender, and it felt like it was on the verge of tweaking. But I was like, not now, God, please just keep me protected and allow me to get around this track and finish. And then I did it the second time, and it made it feel worse But the thing is, it didn't pull, so I was like, I don't really care. If it's gonna pull, I'm gonna go out on the track still and just run. I'm not gonna worry about my leg. And that's exactly what I did, and I ended up running a PR, 48.2. So thank God for that, and I know that coming up this next season, a lot of great things are gonna come to pass that he has already spoken about me. So I will continue to keep you guys updated, and I'm glad I was able to share my life with you guys for the end of this 2019, and see you soon.